stop. Do not scroll past this. You were led here for a reason, and that reason is greater than you can imagine right now. My child, because I have been trying to reach you. I have been waiting for you to be still long enough to hear me. And today, right now, in this very breath you are taking, I am speaking directly to you. You, not the person beside you, not the crowd, not the masses who scroll endlessly through the noise of this world. You. I called you here by name, even if you cannot yet hear me say it aloud. I know your name. I know every syllable of it, every letter, every breath it takes to speak it into existence. I formed you before the foundations of the world were laid, and I have never stopped watching over you. Not for 1 second, not for one moment, never. So please, my precious one, do not turn away. Stay with me. I want to see you. I need you to know that today I want to see you fully. Not the version of you that smiles for others. Not the mask you wear so the world does not see your tired eyes. I want to see the real you, the you that weeps in the quiet, the you that wonders if any of this matters, the you that sometimes lies awake and asks whether anyone truly sees you at all. I see you. I have always seen you, and I love every single thing I see. You were not made by accident, beloved. You were not a mistake, an afterthought, a spare part left over from someone else's story. You are the centerpiece of a divine design so intricate, so carefully woven, that even the angels marvel at the detail of your making. I took time with you. I did not rush you. I breathed into you something that exists in no other person who has ever walked this earth or ever will. There is a fingerprint on your soul that belongs only to you, and it was placed there by my hand. I gave you a mind that thinks in ways others cannot replicate. I gave you a heart that feels things deeply, more deeply than most, because I needed someone with the capacity to carry a love that ordinary hearts could not hold. That depth you feel, that sensitivity that sometimes feels like a burden, that awareness that makes the world feel so heavy some days. That is not a flaw, my child. That is a gift. That is the very quality I need to fulfill the purpose I placed inside you before you ever drew your first breath. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. The way you laugh, the way you think, the questions you carry, the dreams that wake you at 3 in the morning. All of it matters. All of it is part of a blueprint I authored with intention. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are exactly what I designed, and I do not make mistakes. Every single thing about you, the parts you celebrate and the parts you hide, every single thing was placed in you by a creator who knows the end from the beginning and who saw your face long before the world ever had the privilege of knowing your name. So hear me when I say this. You have a destiny, a real one, not a vague sense of potential, not a wishful daydream, a concrete, living, breathing destiny that is still waiting for you, that has not expired, that has not been given to someone else because you took too long. I do not reassign destinies, beloved. I am patient, and I have been waiting for you to arrive at this very moment of understanding, this very threshold of knowing, because everything that comes next in your life depends on what you choose to believe. Right now, believe that you were chosen. Believe that you were sent. Believe that there is greatness inside you that has not yet been fully released into this world. My child, I know what it feels like to be where you are. I know the ache you carry. I know the weight that settles in your chest when the room goes quiet and the noise of the day fades away and there is nothing left to distract you from the loneliness. I know that feeling. I have watched you feel it. I have been right there in the room with you every single time that hollow, empty sensation moved in and made itself at home inside your chest. You have felt invisible. Say it. Admit it to yourself, because I already know it is true. You have been surrounded by people and still felt utterly alone. You have sat in a room full of laughter and felt as though you were watching from behind glass, present in body but completely unseen in spirit. You have smiled and nodded and played the role, and all the while something deep inside you was whispering, "Does anyone actually see me? Does anyone know what I am really carrying? Does anyone care who I actually am beneath all of this?" You cried when no one was watching. I saw those tears, every single one. I did not look away. I did not grow weary of your weeping. I collected every tear, my precious one, and not one of them fell to the ground unnoticed. You cried in the car, parked in a driveway, or a parking lot, or on the side of a road, because you needed somewhere private to fall apart, somewhere the world would not witness your unraveling. I was there in that car with you. I held you in that space, even when your hands were shaking, and you did not know why the grief felt so large. You felt abandoned by people you trusted, by relationships you invested everything into, by friends who disappeared when your season changed, by family who did not understand you, by someone you loved with a devotion that should have been returned and was not. You gave and gave and gave. And somewhere along the way, you started to wonder if there was something wrong with you, if you were the problem, if your love was too needy, or your needs were too inconvenient, or your presence was simply too much for people to sustain. You started to make yourself smaller. You know this is true. You started shrinking, pulling back, dimming the light inside you so that you would stop overwhelming the people around you. You started apologizing for things that were not your fault. You started taking up less space, speaking less, needing less, showing less of who you really are, because the world had taught you through its rejection and its silence that the full version of you was too much to bear. And there were days, beloved, dark days, when you genuinely wondered if you mattered, if your absence would even be noticed, if the life you were living had any real meaning or impact or weight. You searched the faces of people around you for some sign that your presence registered, some confirmation that you were real, that you were valued, that your existence was not just a footnote in someone else's more important story. I felt every moment of that pain. I did not watch it from a distance. I did not observe it with detached indifference. I felt it with you. My heart broke alongside yours. I know what it cost you to keep going on, the days when the loneliness was so loud it drowned out every other voice. I know what it took to get out of bed, to show up, to keep trying, when everything inside you was exhausted from trying. You are stronger than you know. But I also know that strength has a price, and I know you have been paying it quietly for a very long time. But here is what I need you to hear, right now, and I need you to let this truth reach all the way down into the deepest, most hidden places inside you. I was there. In every moment that felt forsaken, I was there. In every silence, where you expected comfort and heard nothing, I was not absent, I was present. I was with you. I have never once left your side. When you cried yourself to sleep, I was sitting beside you in the dark. When you drove in silence with tears streaming down your face, I was in the passenger seat. When you stood in the shower and let the water drown out the sound of your grief, I was standing in that grief with you. I saw you. I have always seen you, not from heaven at a comfortable distance, but close, right there, near enough to count every breath you took, near enough to feel every tremor of your heartbreak. I heard your prayers, my child, every single one, including the ones you did not finish, including the ones you started and then stopped because you felt too tired or too unworthy or too uncertain that anyone was listening. I heard the half sentences. I heard the sighs that were too heavy to be words. I heard the prayers that never made it out of your heart, the ones that existed only as a deep, wordless longing, a reaching, a desperate quiet hope that somewhere in the universe someone was paying attention. I was paying attention. I have never stopped paying attention to you. I held you through the betrayal when that person walked away and left you standing in the wreckage of what you thought was love. I was the ground beneath your feet. When the door closed and you did not know what to do next, I was already standing at another door, holding it open, waiting for you to find your way there. Every ending in your life was followed by my presence. Every closed door had my fingerprints on the frame. I guided you here. Think about that for a moment. Think about the path that led to this very second. Every step, even the ones that felt like detours, even the ones that felt like mistakes, were being woven by hands that see the whole tapestry at once. You only see one thread at a time. You only see the underside of the pattern, where the knots are, where the threads seem tangled and purposeless. But I see the full picture, and it is extraordinary. You are extraordinary, and what I am about to do in your life will confirm everything I have just told you. Listen closely, my precious one, because I am speaking prophetically into your future right now. What I am about to declare over your life is not a wish. It is not a hope. It is a word from the throne of heaven, and it is already set in motion, already moving toward you, like a river that has been released and cannot be stopped. Your season of isolation is ending. The period you have been in, the dry and difficult period where it felt like nothing was growing, nothing was moving, nothing was happening, that season is breaking open. I am releasing you from it right now. The chains of loneliness that have wrapped themselves around your heart are being loosened. The fog that has clouded your sense of purpose is beginning to lift. You are stepping out of a wilderness and into a land that was prepared for you before you ever entered the wilderness. Provision is coming, beloved. Real, tangible, undeniable provision. The financial pressure that has kept you awake, that has caused you to calculate and recalculate, and still come up short, that pressure is being addressed by the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. What I have for you cannot be blocked by the economy, cannot be stolen by circumstances, cannot be withheld by those who tried to shut doors in your face. I will open what no man can close. Abundance is moving toward you. and it is bringing confirmation that you have not been forgotten. Relationships are being restored and realigned. The connections that were severed by pain, the ones that left you feeling that love was not safe, that trust was not possible, those wounds are being healed. I am bringing people into your life who will see you, truly see you, who will value your presence and celebrate your gifts and stay when the seasons change. You will not always have to love alone. You will not always have to be strong alone. I am sending companions for this next chapter who are worthy of the love you have been carrying. Your health is being renewed. Your body, which has borne the weight of stress and grief, and years of silent struggle, is coming under my healing hand. What the doctors have puzzled over, what has kept you worried, what has drained your energy and stolen your peace, I am touching. I am restoring what was depleted. I am renewing strength in places that have felt empty for far too long. And spiritually, something is awakening in you that has been dormant. A fire, a clarity, a sense of calling so strong and so certain that it will wash away every lingering question about your worth and your purpose. You are about to enter the most spiritually alive season of your entire life. What I placed inside you at the beginning is about to be fully activated. The world is about to encounter the version of you that I always intended for them to meet. If this message is stirring something deep inside you, if you feel the truth of these words resonating in a place beyond your intellect, I want to ask you to take one small action right now. Like this video and subscribe to this channel so that these messages continue to find you. Every word spoken here is meant for someone, and that someone is you. Stay connected. Stay in this stream of encouragement. It matters more than you know. Now, my child, because I love you, and because love does not just speak comfort without also speaking truth, I want to give you something to carry into this new season. I want to give you the tools, the instructions, the spiritual practices that will unlock everything I have just declared over your life. What I have promised, you must participate in receiving. A door opened still requires you to walk through it. So walk with me now, step by step, into the fullness of what I have prepared. The first thing I need you to do is return to prayer, not performance, not religious ritual, not the recitation of words you memorized as a child, but real, raw, honest conversation with me. Come to me the way you would come to someone who loves you completely and judges you not at all. Because that is exactly what I am. You do not need perfect words. You do not need to clean yourself up before you come. You do not need to be over your doubt or past your grief or finished with your questions before you enter my presence. Come as you are. Right now, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the uncertainty, come. Say the things you have been afraid to say. Ask the questions you have been afraid to ask. Tell me about the anger, the confusion, the desperation, the longing. I can hold all of it. I am not fragile. I am not easily offended. I am the one who made you, and I already know everything that is inside you. Saying it out loud is not for my benefit. It is for yours. There is healing in honesty before me. There is freedom in letting the words come out, instead of keeping them locked inside where they become bitterness and fear. Pray every day. Pray in the morning before the world gets loud. Pray in the evening when the day has spent you. Pray in the car, in the shower, in the quiet between moments. Build a conversation with me that never fully stops. Let it become the soundtrack of your life, a constant communion, a running dialogue between the finite and the infinite, between you and the one who has never let you go. The second instruction I need to give you is perhaps the hardest one, and I am not going to pretend otherwise. I need you to forgive. Fully, deeply, completely. Not for the sake of the people who hurt you. Not because what they did was acceptable, because in many cases it was not, but for your sake. For the sake of your future. For the sake of the healing that cannot fully take root in a heart that is still gripping the offense with both hands. I know what they did, beloved. I was there. I saw the betrayal and the abandonment and the cruelty and the careless words that landed like blades. I am not asking you to pretend those things did not happen. I am not asking you to open the door to harm again or to trust someone who has proven they cannot be trusted. I am asking you to release the debt, to stop requiring from them a payment they are either unable or unwilling to make. Unforgiveness is a prison, and the terrible irony of that prison is that the person who hurt you is walking free while you are locked inside your own resentment. You were not designed to carry that weight. Lay it down before me. Say the names out loud if you need to, and one by one give me the debt. Let me be the one who deals justly with those who have wronged you. Your job is not judgment. Your job is freedom. The third thing I am asking you to do is release the fear that has been keeping you from moving forward. Fear of failure. Fear of trying again and being hurt again. Fear of wanting something deeply and then losing it. Fear of being seen and then being rejected once people see the real you. Fear of the future and all its unknowns. This fear has built walls around you that were meant to protect you but have instead become your cage. I understand why you built them. Every wall you constructed had a wound behind it. But beloved, those walls are also keeping out the very things I am trying to bring to you. They are keeping out the love, the opportunity, the divine connections, the very breakthrough you have been praying for. I did not give you a spirit of fear. That does not belong to you. It was assigned to you by the enemy of your soul, who knew that if you ever walked in full courage, fully trusting in my plan, there would be no stopping what I could do through you. You were never meant to live small and afraid. You were meant to live bold and free. And freedom begins with the daily choice. To hand me the fear. To say I do not know how this turns out, but I trust the one who does. And to take one step forward anyway. Fourth, I need you to release the guilt you have been carrying. Oh, my child, the guilt. You have been holding so much of it. Guilt about your past. Guilt about your choices. Guilt about the person you used to be. Guilt about the people you hurt before you knew better. Guilt about the time you feel you wasted. The years you wish you could reclaim. The seasons where you were not living in alignment with who you knew yourself to be. At your deepest level, I need you to hear this clearly. It is done. The past is not a room you are required to live in. It is a room you passed through and the door closed behind you. I do not require you to return to that room and sit in it for the rest of your life as penance. Guilt that leads to genuine change and growth has served its purpose. But guilt that just loops and accuses and diminishes, That is not from me. I forgave you before you even asked. I saw every mistake you made, and I chose you anyway. I called you anyway. I believe in your future anyway. You must begin to believe in it too. Every morning is new. Every breath is a beginning. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the beloved of the Most High, and that identity supersedes everything you have ever done wrong. Let the guilt go. It is not yours to carry anymore. The fifth instruction is this: trust my timing. This is critical for the season you are entering, because what I am bringing will not always arrive on the schedule you have imagined. You have been waiting for certain things. You have been patient, and there have been moments when that patience nearly broke. Moments when you wondered if you had been forgotten, if the promise had expired, if the breakthrough was meant for someone else. It was not. I am never late, beloved. I am never early. I am precisely, perfectly, exactly on time according to a timeline that accounts for every variable. Every person who must be in position, every preparation that must first take place in you. The waiting has not been waste. The waiting has been growth. The waiting has been the formation of the very character you will need to steward what I am bringing. If I had given you what you wanted the moment you asked for it, it would have overwhelmed you. I have been developing your capacity. I have been expanding your ability to receive, to hold, to steward the blessing without being destroyed by it. Trust that. Trust me. Every delay was protective. Every closed door was directional. Everything that did not work out was working out, just not the way you could see yet. Keep trusting. Keep going. Keep showing up. You are closer than you have ever been. And sixth, my precious one, I need you to silence the negative voices, both the ones around you and the ones inside you. There are voices that have been speaking over your life for years, voices that told you that you were not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not deserving enough, not connected enough, not worthy of the things you dreamed of. Some of those voices belong to people who are no longer in your life. Some of them belong to people who are still around you. And some of them, the most dangerous ones, belong to you. The internal voice that echoes old wounds, that picks up where the critics left off, that tells you to shrink back, to stay quiet, to not bother trying, because you will only be disappointed again. That voice is not your voice. It is the accumulated residue of every hurt, every rejection, every word that was spoken over you in moments of cruelty or ignorance or insecurity. It is not the truth about who you are. It is a lie you have been rehearsing for so long that it started to sound like your own thoughts. Starting today, you interrupt it. You do not argue with it, because giving it that much attention only makes it louder. You simply replace it. Every time it speaks, you answer back with what I say about you. I say you are chosen. I say you are loved. I say you are capable. I say your future is bright. I say the best of your life is not behind you. I say you have not missed your moment. Practice saying these things out loud until they become more familiar to your mind than the lies that have been rehearsed for years. Fill the space inside you with truth and watch how everything begins to shift. If you have stayed with me through this entire message, I want you to know that I see that. I see your commitment. I see your hunger. I see the part of you that is ready, truly ready, to step into everything I have been preparing, and I am so proud of you, my child. So deeply, genuinely proud of the person you have become through every hard season, every difficult night, every moment when giving up would have been easier, and you chose, instead, to keep going. That was courage. That was faith, even when it did not feel like faith. That was you saying, without words, that you still believed even when you were not sure what you believed in anymore. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far. You are not too much, or too little, or too ordinary, or too complex. You are exactly who I need you to be, exactly where I need you to be, and exactly ready for what I am about to do next in your life. Before you leave this place, I want you to do one more thing. Take a moment right now and take a breath, a real one. Let it go slow, and in the quiet of that breath, just say yes to me. Yes to the healing. Yes to the breakthrough. Yes to the new season. Yes to trusting again. Yes to believing that your life is not over, that the best chapters are still ahead, that the God who created the stars by speaking them into existence is speaking your name right now with just as much intention, just as much love, just as much specific, detailed, careful purpose. If this message has touched your heart, if these words have reached the part of you that needed to hear them most, I want to ask you to do two things. Share this message with someone who is walking through their own season of loneliness and feeling unseen. You never know who needs to hear these words today. You never know whose life might change because you took 30 seconds to share this. And type the word Amen in the comments below, not as a ritual, not as a religious gesture, but as a declaration, as your agreement with everything that has been spoken over you today, as your way of saying, I receive this, I believe this, I choose this. Let Amen be your yes to the God who has never stopped pursuing you, never stopped speaking to you, never stopped believing in the extraordinary future He has written for your life. You are seen, my child. You are known. You are deeply, unconditionally, ferociously loved. Do not forget that. Do not let the world talk you out of it. Do not let the silence of hard seasons make you doubt it. I am here. I have always been here, and I am not done with you yet. Not even close.